In the 1990s, Kevin Mitnick became the most wanted cybercriminal in the world. He approached hacking with the psychology a stage magician uses for sleight of hand, rarely relying on complex programming to break into secure computer systems. His primary method was social engineering. It relies on psychological manipulation, convincing targets to willingly hand over confidential information, bypass security protocols, or type a few keystrokes on his behalf. The technique exploits a basic human trait. People generally want to be helpful, and they tend to trust a confident voice on the other end of the line. Mitnick bypassed cryptographic firewalls entirely by targeting the people sitting in front of them. He demonstrated that no matter how sophisticated a network is, the human being remains the weakest link. Growing up in Los Angeles in the 1970s, a 12-year-old Mitnick figured out how to ride the bus all day for free. He approached a driver, spun a story about a school project, and convinced the man to tell him exactly where to buy the specific hole punch used for transit tickets. Then he fished unused transfer slips out of the depot trash. That early con soon evolved into phreaking, the deliberate manipulation of telephone systems. Mitnick would call the phone company, adopt fake employee personas, and slowly map out the internal structure of the network by asking seemingly harmless questions about daily operations. He learned exactly how to talk his way through various telecom departments. By impersonating managers and technicians, he convinced operators to forward restricted calls to external lines, successfully acquiring highly classified and unlisted numbers, including Bruce Springsteen's private phone line. These teenage pranks served as a training ground. He was learning how to bypass security by manipulating the operators running the system, laying the exact psychological groundwork he would later use to infiltrate major corporate infrastructures. By the 1980s, the cultural perception of computers shifted. Films depicted high school students accidentally triggering nuclear war through modems. After seeing one such movie, President Reagan asked his advisors if such an attack was possible, sparking widespread federal paranoia regarding early computer hackers. During this period, Mitnick and a partner targeted Digital Equipment Corporation, the second-largest computer manufacturer in the world. Their objective was to steal the proprietary source code for the company's operating system. He achieved this over a single phone call. Posing as a telecom employee, Mitnick instructed a company operator to type a specific command into her terminal. That command silently created a logged-in process on his connection, granting him full administrative access to the development network. The stolen source code was massive, and storing it locally carried a high risk of detection. To hide the data, Mitnick compromised the systems of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and temporarily used the highly secure space agency network as his own personal storage locker. The operation unraveled when his partner, media hysteria and evidence of actual corporate espionage, rebranded the former prankster as a hunted electronic terrorist. Following his release, the conditions of his probation forbade contact with hackers or computers. Yet, seeking an intellectual challenge, he compromised a specialized testing system used by a major telecom company, allowing him to wiretap private phone conversations. His return to the underground brought him into contact with a mysterious hacker who turned out to be an FBI informant. After sweeping the informant with an RF detector at a diner and discovering his own phone lines were tapped, Mitnick destroyed his hardware, cloned his phone, and went on the run. While evading the FBI, he targeted the personal network of Tsutomu Shimomura, a prominent computer security expert. To bypass the network's defenses, Mitnick executed an advanced attack known as IP spoofing. In an IP spoofing attack, a malicious data packet alters its own digital header. By adopting the IP address of a trusted source, the packet tricks the target network into accepting the unauthorized connection. But Shimomura's system recorded the intrusion. He partnered with an internet provider and deployed a keylogger to observe Mitnick's keystrokes in real time. By tracing the connection logs across the country, they pinpointed the exact location of the spoofed packets to an apartment in Raleigh, North Carolina. By selecting one of the nation's top security researchers as a target, Mitnick generated the digital breadcrumbs required for federal agents to locate him. During the FBI raid in February 1995, agents searched his closet. Despite years of meticulously covering his digital tracks, Mitnick had left a physical pay stub bearing his real name in the inner pocket of a ski jacket, confirming his identity. The arrest initiated a high-profile courtroom drama. While corporations claimed nearly $300 million in damages from his intrusions, a Free Kevin movement emerged outside, arguing that the government was scapegoating him for widespread industry insecurities. He accepted a plea deal and received a 5.5-year sentence. For a time, he was held in solitary confinement due to fears of what he could do with a phone. Upon his release, his probation conditions explicitly banned him from touching cell phones, computers, or any electronic device other than a landline. The government viewed the human vulnerabilities Mitnick exposed as a far greater threat than the software he actually stole. Released from prison in 2000, Mitnick reinvented himself. He transitioned into the corporate world as a highly paid security consultant, working as a white hat hacker to test network defenses. The exact skills that made him a fugitive were now in high demand, separated by a single legal concept: authorization. Companies actively paid him to penetrate their cyber defense centers and expose the vulnerabilities he had previously exploited. When Mitnick died of pancreatic cancer in 2023, his obituaries highlighted a dual legacy. He was remembered as both a notorious cybercriminal and a cybersecurity pioneer. His lasting impact is not found in the code he wrote or the firewalls he circumvented. Kevin Mitnick proved that no matter how much money is spent on digital security, no software update can catch human nature.